All right, y'all. I'm Lucas, and today we're going to be looking at WWE Fastlane, the October Premium Live event. Did my predictions the other day. I did pretty terrible on those. I think I got 3 of 5 or 2 of 5. We'll look back at those as we go through. So I'm going to go through the matches, give you my thoughts on the pay-per-view overall. This is another one of WWE's minor pay-per-views or B shows, and it was solid, but it definitely felt more filler than Payback did. There were some things I liked, but nothing really blew me away. Some good matches, a really great match at the end, and we'll go through them all and talk about it. So let's get started with the first match of the night, which was Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso taking on the undisputed tag team champions of Damian Priest and Finn Balor, who won the belts last month at Payback from Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And I thought this match was solid. It was kind of a slog to start, very much in kind of back and forth, both teams working pretty well together. I thought Cody and Jey looked really well together, and the Judgment Day always does. But there was a superplex off the middle rope that Cody delivered, and I thought the tempo of the match really picked up after that, because then we get a hot tag of Cody tagging in Jey, and then Jey comes into the ring and flips off, sends the bird to our boy. I think it was Damian Priest. I'm not sure. So he flips him off and then spits in his hand and then hits him with the punch to the face. So I really liked that. It was cool. Just kind of an FU to the Judgment Day and Damian Priest and how they were trying to recruit Jey Uso for all that time. And then we also got to see Jey Uso hit a spear. So kind of channeling his inner tribal chief and hitting a spear on Damian Priest. And then the Judgment Day all runs out. You get Rhea, Dom, and the whole gang, and JD McDonough, everyone's favorite, not really, come out, big head guy come out, no offense, but he looks like a Funko Pop. JD McDonough has got the briefcase, and Damian Priest is set up to take out, I think, Cody on the table, and JD McDonough hits Damian Priest in the knee with his own Senior Money in the Bank briefcase. And it looked brutal. It looked like his knee buckled for a second. So they did a good job at selling that. He goes down. Cody's in the ring, and then Cody hits the Crossroads, and I believe he's the one who pins. I think it was Finn Balor. So yeah, Finn Balor's pin. Match is over. New tag champions. So I got this prediction wrong. Originally, I really wanted to pick Cody and Jey, but for some reason I went back and actually re-recorded my predictions video because I changed my mind. So I should have kept my first prediction, but lo and behold, Cody and Jey are tag team champions, which will be interesting to see what they do with them and the tag division. I think we might be heading towards a splitting of the belts, so that could be interesting as well. Maybe get one back on SmackDown, one on Raw. So maybe they'll drop one to one team and then keep another one, or who knows, or start some division there. So I like what they're doing with that. Maybe Judgment Day should have kept the belts longer, but I think the collapse of Judgment Day, I don't know. It could go to Mania, but I could see Survivor Series. I think they're going to do a Judgment Day War Games. So they'll be around for that for sure, but we will see on that. So, and this is Cody's first belt since returning to the WWE, I'm pretty sure. So that's cool that Cody's got some hardware on him. Obviously, he hasn't finished the story yet because he needs the top gold. So I really liked this match. It was probably my second favorite match of the night. We'll get to my favorite later. But yeah, that's the first match. And then we get in between the next two matches, we got a trailer for NXT on Tuesday, which is looking absolutely crazy. So we've got Asuka on NXT, we've got Cody Rhodes, and then we've got John Cena and Paul Heyman, each respectively in the corners of Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker for the main event. And to end the NXT trailer, you hear the iconic bell rung of The Undertaker. So they are loading up this NXT on Tuesday, pretty obviously to try to beat out AEW's premiere of the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland, or as many of us know him, Edge, and his first match against Luchasaurus on Tuesday during Dynamite. So we've got a bit of a Tuesday night war. I think I'm going to do a video on Wednesday reacting to both NXT and Dynamite. I don't watch much AEW, but I'm definitely interested in this. It's just there's just so much wrestling on. But yeah, I'm going to watch both those, and I'll get back to you. So we're going to get Taker on NXT, and we've got Edge on Dynamite, so it should be a fun Tuesday night. They're hyping that up a lot. So our next match, though, back to a Fastlane, is the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I originally picked Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits before I knew that there was going to be a mystery tag partner for LWO. So match starts with Rey and Santos Escobar basically in a handicap match against the three men on the other side. Street Profits and Bobby Lashley are dominating the match pretty much. I really like the Street Profits, but this match felt very run-of-the-mill until the end. Kind of just like a SmackDown filler match. I would have liked to see more because I know they're all capable of it. So maybe giving it more time to develop would have been nice, but I think we'll see a similar matchup before because I want more Street Profits. And Bobby's great too. And the LWO is cool, but Rey I love Rey, but I think they need to kind of develop the LWO more. And I think they're going to start doing that because we got the return of Caribbean Cool Carlito. Carlito runs out and saves the day for the LWO. Runs into the ring, and he's looking huge. Carlito, Michael Cole said it, or maybe it was Corey. Looks like he's been in the gym all these years. So we saw him at Backlash with his little almost cameo in the Bad Bunny fight. But it looks like he's back now, and he's going to be a player in the LWO, and I think he can add a nice edge to the LWO, maybe some division in the LWO. Who's going to be the leader, Rey or Carlito? So we'll have to see what happens there. But Carlito comes in, saves the day, hits his backstabber move. His theme song is different, which makes me think that, okay, they're kind of taking a different approach with him. So I like that. I did love his old theme. But so Carlito's back. We did not get an apple spit, which is kind of a bummer, but we'll probably get one here soon. So yeah, Carlito is back, and the LWO takes the victory. So that's 2 matches in a row. I predicted incorrectly. Sometimes that's nice. I like to be surprised in wrestling. So our next match, one more thing on that. It was the Pizza Hut sponsored match. And they had Xavier Woods bring out a box of the family style Pizza Hut box to Michael Cole and Corey Graves. And I thought it was a good ad. It was funny. It made me crack up. So Pizza Hut, good job on your product placement there. I don't really mind the product placement. It brings in money, and that just allows them to do more. We also got LA Knight arriving in a Slim Jim car. So that was funny. But our next match was the only women's match of the night, and it was Io Sky versus Charlotte versus Asuka for the Women's WWE Championship, with Io defending and retaining. I thought this match was all right. I don't think I'm going to remember it in a few months. It was fine. It did what it needed to do. I'm glad they kept the belt on Io, and I'm glad they had Io pin Charlotte. I was a little worried that they'd have Charlotte pin Io and give her the belt again, but I mean, I love Charlotte, but I like Io having this more development and having the belt within Damage Control to build that feud or build that faction up and their eventual downfall and the descent between Bayley and Io. Asuka hit Charlotte with the mist like 5 seconds into the match, so the first few minutes of the match was basically a one-on-one of Io versus Asuka, which I liked. And then the finish was cool as well, with Charlotte going into the figure 8 with the bridge, and then Io Sky hitting the moonsault off the top onto the bridge and pinning Charlotte. I thought that was cool. There were a couple botched moonsaults in this match, I noticed, so that was kind of whatever, but just something I noticed. Clean that up a little bit, but wasn't too bad, but nothing too memorable, but glad to see EO still has the belt. Then we got a cutaway of then we had Pat McCaffrey come out. They were in Indianapolis, obviously. Former Colts punter comes out and hypes up Indianapolis and tells them, we need a WrestleMania. I don't see them getting a WrestleMania anytime soon. Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Colts play, is a beautiful stadium and could definitely host a great WrestleMania. I just don't know if they're going to ever do one there. I think they're just trying to get cities to bid on WrestleMania so that they can increase the amount people want to or see WrestleMania in their cities and whatnot. So I get it. It's a business move on their part. We also got a cutaway of Jade Coral arriving and greeting Triple H. She was in her ring attire for some reason, but she looks great. She's ripped to the gills. Can't wait to see what they do with her. Especially, I'd love to see her against Rhea. That would be awesome once they start moving her into the picture. And then next we had the big ticket seller of the night. We had LA Knight and John Cena versus the bloodline of Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman in their corner. Really, they had Pat McCaffrey call out Cena. Cena comes out, big pop. LA Knight, obviously, big pop. This match was fine. It wasn't anything that I'm going to say was 5 stars or great or anything like that, but it did its job. It was supposed to get a big pop, get the crowd into it, get them behind LA Knight and John Cena. They did a good job at keeping LA Knight out of the match at the beginning and letting Cena get just beat up, big match John style, and eventually hitting that hot tag, getting LA Knight into the ring. Crowd went wild. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, they won. I got this one correct, as well as the Io Sky one. They're the 2 matches I predicted correctly. So yeah, LA Knight, John Cena, they get the win. I'd like to see what they're going to do more with this. In the post-match press conference, they asked John about the actor strike, and he basically said, when it's over, he'll get back to work, but for the meantime, he's here, so hopefully we get more John Cena. I'd like to see him maybe even have a match with LA Knight against each other. That'd be cool. People are even talking about him versus Roman in Saudi Arabia, but I think that's another throwaway. He'll just lose to Roman again, but we'll talk about that later. So, solid match. Good pops, whatnot. Nothing great, but solid. And then finally, the main event, Seth freaking Rollins against Shinsuke Nakamura in a last man standing match. And this, in my opinion, was the match of the night by far from an in-ring point. A lot of great moments. You had the exposed ground where they ripped up the padding outside of the ring so you get the concrete. Both of them took a couple bumps off of that. Seth was taking crazy bumps all night. If his back is really that bad, good Lord. Yeah, he's going to have some problems down the road, but I'm glad he's putting it all out there for us and everyone. So, yeah, great. You got the nunchucks that Shinsuke brought out and used on Seth. The trash can, tables, the outside of the ring in the crowd area. We even had Seth go off like some sort of crowd area and crash onto a crash pad, but another great spot there. And then a lot of close calls at 9 seconds of Seth getting up. I mean, they threw Seth through the ringer, and that's one of the problems, I think, with these last man standing matches is just how much damage usually the face takes, and then they just get back up and keep getting up at 9 and 9. And I wanted Shinsuke to win, and I picked Shinsuke. They still made him look great, even when eventually he was no longer the last man standing. He stood up at 10.5 seconds after he got thrown off the crowd level through 2 tables. And Seth got up at 9.5, so still very close. I hope they continue this feud. And they did not do a cash-in. So no Damian Priest cash-in. They kind of explained it earlier in the night that his knee was so messed up from the shot that the briefcase itself did to his knee that Rhea took the case from him, so he could not go and cash in. So no cash in. I kind of liked it because it made me think even more so that Shinsuke could win because, they're not doing the cash in. They're not going to be Seth's beaten up and he's going to get cashed in on. So they're definitely saving this cash in for a big moment. Who knows? Could be next month at Survivor Series. Could be further down the road. I mean, heck, you could hang on to it for a long time. I know with the new booking and whatnot under Triple H, they like these longer running storylines, people holding on to belts longer, unless you're the Judgment Day with tag team belts. And holding on and developing these stories. So nice to see that. Definitely match of the night. A lot of great spots. Seth got beat to hell. And eventually came out on top. There was another cool shot on the ladder where Shinsuke had some sort of red mist and sprayed it into Seth's face, and it almost made him look like he was bleeding, like he had bladed or something. So that was kind of cool. Added another element to the match. So overall, there was nothing about Fastlane I didn't like. I thought the race car references were overkill. I get it. It's Indianapolis. They have the Indy 500. But they don't need to theme it that much, but whatever. And the rewinds, every time they would show a replay, you'd get the little race car noise. I don't know. It was what it was. But they do like to pander to the cities a lot. Last month, in Payback, we had the Pittsburgh Penguins jerseys and the terrible towel. This year, we had the Colts belt that Pat McCaffrey was wearing. And we had the race car references to the Indy 500. It's whatever. They're just playing to the crowd. I get it. But overall, a solid show. I wouldn't give it like anything crazy. I think it's a solid, like maybe 7 out of 10, 6.5 maybe, somewhere in there to low 7. But solid. I enjoyed it. Nothing to complain about. Some good matches, but some were kind of forgettable. That I'm just like the women's match. I'm not gonna really remember for too much. Neither the LWO match I think was the weakest match of the night. It was cool seeing Carlito come back, but he did a few moves and the match was over. So solid, but not anything crazy. Liked it. So more to come on this. On Tuesday, I will be watching both NXT and Dynamite, and Wednesday I'll have a reaction to both of those shows, and then I might be doing another one on No Mercy from last weekend because I've really enjoyed that as well. So yeah, that's all for me today. Y'all have a good one, and I'm going to go lose some fantasy football games. Take it easy.